Hello, welcome. This is Kelo here. Welcome to my humble home this time. If you are new on the channel, then my recent videos have been about renovating a one-whole bus into a mobile home. So today I can show you what we did with the lower deck, precisely the floor of the lower deck. We had to change it a little bit because double deckers usually have this floor raised to allow the passengers to have a better view from the window and also to have some extra space, because when you have like 75 passengers on the bus, then there is no room for anything else. The only storage room that we had was at the back on top of the engine, and that was it. So all the cables, all the wires, all the pipes, and etc., they had to be put somewhere, and they were placed underneath the seats on the lower deck or on the first floor. So we decided, since it's not going to be a commercial bus anymore, we'll get rid of the raised floor. We're going to level it out, but of course that meant that it needed some extra work, some extra metal, some extra material, and this video is about that today. Here the floor of the lower deck is being removed. Of course, chairs are long gone and carpets are gone, and the first layer that needs to be taken out is plywood. And this area is near the middle entrance. On the one side there was toilet, and on the other side there was kitchen area, so coffee and tea and water and God knows what has probably been spilled there over the years. And the water damage actually was visible on the plywood, but still it was so strong that it didn't want to come off. And in the bus the plywood was about 9 to 12 millimeters thick, and it was all water resistant plywood. Very nice, very strong plywood. And underneath the plywood there was always rock wool, and underneath that rock wool was moisture protective film, and under that film there was metal grate, and in the engine room also some rubber. And as you can see, all of the devices, all of the cables, pipes, everything was underneath the bus. And we are trying to put everything that we need inside to be able to do some repairs while being on the road. And this is the floor that we are actually removing, the raised floor. And this is the middle aisle with pipes, cables, cooling pipes, transmission cables and other things. And right now we are removing cooling pipes that were used to cool the seating area of passengers, and we don't need them anymore, so that's why they need to go. The fewer things you have in the bus or in your vehicle when you're building it, the better. The fewer the chances that something breaks down. Make it simple. And this is the overview of how it looked like. And actually you can see that we already have made some repairs by now. We have placed some beams on both sides of the bus, left side and right side. This is because you can't ever work in the same place like for a long time, because you can't cut everything loose, otherwise the structure will become weak, and the metal will start bending, and then it's out of shape, and then one side of the bus is like lower than the other side, and that eventually is gonna influence your riding abilities and so on and so on. So you have to be able to think about it beforehand before you cut anything loose at all. And here you can see that there's lots of empty room now where there used to be things like tanks or other devices that we are placing elsewhere or we're not using anymore. So this empty space needs to be filled with supportive beams to make this floor strong again. So this was our goal after we removed the raised floor, and see how much floor space there will be, which you can use. We are intending to keep those original shapes of those beams on the left side of the bus, or the right from your angle. So we are not changing any of the engineering structure, we're keeping it, we're just replacing some metal if we need to. And here are supportive beams being prepared. And see on the left here, there are new beams, the horizontal and the vertical as well. And this is how the bus looks like after the raised floor has been removed. And now we are back near the middle entrance again. And underneath this layer of metal, there is a beam that is not in a good condition anymore. One side of it has been rusting, and to get access to it we just need to cut off the layer of metal first, and that's quite a lot of work. This plasma cutter has been really helpful for us. It cuts through the metal like butter. Of course it's not very powerful cutter, but still we have tested 8mm thick metals, and this actually is a metal after the cut when you haven't had access to it at once, so you have to kind of chop it off little by little. And this is a new beam, and I found it fascinating how you can give this metal beam a new shape by cutting some parts off and by bending it to make it into the shape as other metal beams in the bus are. I think it's so cool. And I love this plasma cutter. I've tried it a little bit and burnt my fingers, but it's still cool. And it's hot. It's really hot. I learned it on my own skin. And see how smooth those cuts are. Of course it's after when you have learned to use it. When I'm using it I can just burn a hole into this metal. But it's nice. When you're welding things, then the root welding is the most important thing, because outside you can always add layers of metal, you can fix, but to the inside you can't see. So you really don't know which condition this welding is. And when it's gotten too much heat, then this area is becoming fragile and the beam is weak. So this is the new look for this floor. It's been made strong. It's actually ready for actual flooring, but since we need to lift up the bus, we can't do it. And see the cables, so many cables still, oh my god. But there used to be a lot of things underneath the bus. So a beautiful floor, ready for the next stage. I love it. And see, we have some metal side panels back on. So that was it for today. We still have to lift the bus up to see what's underneath it and if we have to change any metal over there as well. So that's going to be work in the future, and among many other things, of course. And see you again soon in new videos. Take care.